Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Now my last one was a video for the 36-inch pizza oven that I make, but I also make a 28-inch pizza oven. This video is going to cover how I make the base. It's relatively simple, just cheap materials to make a mould really. I use refractory cement, perlite and sharp sand. So let's get started. So this is unfortunately it's just there's a couple of pictures first and then we have just a short video. So as you can see here, it's just a basic mould. Just used 4 or 5mm hardboard as it's easy to bend, just to make a basic shape. Now this is roughly about 850mm across and 900mm front to back. So just cover it with some cling film, just to give it a bit of protection really against the wet cement or the concrete. Now this here is just the basic mixture. I do a 4-1-1 mix really. It's perlite, 4 of perlite, 1 of sharp sand and 1 of refractory cement. I do 3 of them, so it works out 12 perlite, 3 sand and 3 refractory cement, and then roughly mix in about 5 litres of water. And this gives me the sort of consistency that I use all the time. I do it in the same batches all the time, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. Now basically once it's mixed, or when you're mixing it, you've got to make sure that you don't have any of the white perlite showing. That's when you know you've mixed it well. Perlite, like vermiculite, absorbs water but not quite as much. So you might think that 5 or 6 litres of water is an awful lot for this mixture, but it vanishes pretty quickly. But like you see here, it should be a consistent colour. You don't want any white perlite showing. If you do, just keep mixing it, it will eventually vanish as you mix it around. This is generally what I use to measure things out with. It's a 2 litre jug. I think it cost me about £1. Basically I use 4 of these, 4 full of perlite, 1 full of sand or sharp sand, and 1 of refractory cement. So basically all my measurements are exactly the same every time because I'm using the same measuring tool, the same jug. Now this is just a video. Basically the 1 wheelbarrow mix, and I need 2 of them basically to fill this up. So it all gets put in the mould and then it basically gets patted down, especially around the edges. You've got to give it a bit of structure. If you just chuck it in there and don't pat it down, it ends up really loose and weak. So I generally put the lot in there, everything in the wheelbarrow, everything that I've mixed. I'll mix it around with my hand, as you can see here. Try and get it as level as I can. Get rid of any lumps. You sometimes find some of the sand and cement just goes into a clump, into a ball. So again, you just loosen up your fingers and mix it back in again. Again, very important to make sure that you compact it, especially around the edges. There's nothing worse than taking the mould off and then discovering that you get big gaps around the edges. And then it's on to just I usually use just an offcut of 2 before, but I couldn't find it this time, so I found this little bit of decking wood. It's just as good. It's basically you just making sure you're compacting everything. Now, one of the downsides of compacting like this is you tend to use more mix. If I was to just chuck that in there and not compact it down, I wouldn't need to mix as much. Um, but I prefer to compact it down and make it dense. The denser it is, the stronger it should be. Now, I don't put any rebar or anything in this. The refractory cement I use is really, really good stuff. It's expensive, it's about £45 a bag. Excuse me for not telling you what it is, but the way materials and that are going at the minute, I really can't afford loads of people to start buying it. You probably mentioned it in another video anyway. But when it goes, it takes 12 hours, 24 hours, and it's fully set. So I can usually take this out the mould the next day, and it's solid, absolutely solid. Now you see here, I'm just patting it down, and then it'll be back to the wheelbarrow for another full mix again, which I've already done. I've cut that bit out. There's no point you all having to sit through that. So this is the second mix in there. So you try and pat it down as flat as possible, get it all even. And then it basically gets covered, and then the next day I can remove it. Now, obviously I took this video before the mould had finished. So basically I don't have any pictures of taken out, but I've got another base coming in the next day or two. So what I'll do is I'll get a video to make on making the 28-inch dome, and then I'll have the video of the base getting removed from this mould. So that'll be the 36-inch I've covered, which doesn't come with a base. The 28-inch base I've done half of, and I'll do the 28-inch dome and then the door. And then once I've covered the making of the two different size ovens, we can start getting into basically just what to cook in it, how to cook, what I've done, get into the good stuff. This is just, these videos on how to make them are just to give you an idea on what's possible, with cheap materials. It's just a bit of hardboard, a bit of plywood, sorry, is the base, and then some hardboard, 4-inch thick or 3-inch thick I think it is. But the base generally comes out at just under 3 inches thick. I think it's about 70mm thick, which is roughly in line with the thickness of the dome as well. The dome's about 2.5 to 3 inches thick, so it works out quite well. Complete weight of the base probably about 40 kilos, 45 kilos maybe. Same with the dome sections. The dome sections are probably about 35 kilos each, so complete weight of the 28-inch oven's probably about 110 kilos maybe, something like that. Not overly heavy, nothing like a brick oven. But that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. So I'll try and get the video of the mould being removed from the base so you can see what it looks like and how I finish it off. And then I'll get the 28-inch oven video as well. And then that'll be everything complete. That'll show you how I make all my kits. Alright guys, thanks for watching.